Ever wondered why Sigma males often find themselves entangled with narcissistic women? An enigma indeed, but one that we're about to unravel. You won't believe the sneaky tactics women use to manipulate Sigma males. Let's expose them all. Are you a Sigma male who has found yourself in a toxic relationship with a narcissistic woman? You're not alone. Sigma males, a term you might have heard buzzing around social media, are described as the introverted, self-reliant counterparts to the dominant alpha males. They're the lone wolves, the outliers, the rebels who defy societal norms and expectations. They tread their own path, indifferent to the judgments of the crowd. On the other side of this equation, we have narcissistic women. These are individuals who exhibit a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for excessive admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They're manipulative, self-centered, and have an insatiable appetite for control. Now, what happens when these two seemingly diametric characters cross paths? It's a paradoxical dance, one where the independent Sigma male, who thrives in solitude, gets caught in the web of the narcissistic woman who thrives on control. The Sigma male, with his self-sufficient demeanor, presents a unique challenge to the narcissistic woman. His lack of need for external validation clashes with her constant need for admiration. Here, the narcissistic woman sees a rare prize to be won, a challenging conquest that would feed her ego should she succeed. Meanwhile, the Sigma male, in his pursuit of solitude, may unwittingly fall into the manipulative trap of the narcissistic woman. His disregard for societal norms and expectations can make him easier prey for the narcissist who seeks to exert control, often through emotional manipulation. It's a complex yet fascinating dynamic, one that may seem perplexing to the outside observer. But as we delve deeper into this topic, we aim to shed light on the intricacies of this unusual relationship. As we unravel this intriguing combination, let's dive deeper into the dynamics at play. Prepare yourself for an exploration of the enigmatic dance between Sigma males and narcissistic women. What draws a narcissistic woman to a Sigma male? A question that's as complex as the personalities in question. Let's dive into this intriguing dynamic using a real-life case study. Imagine a woman, let's call her Lisa. Lisa is attractive, charismatic, and incredibly self-assured. But there's more to Lisa than meets the eye. She is a narcissist, constantly seeking validation and admiration, and always eager to be the center of attention. Now, let's introduce our Sigma male, whom we'll name Tom. Tom is independent, aloof, and self-reliant. He's the kind of man who marches to the beat of his own drum, uninterested in the societal hierarchy or its expectations. Lisa meets Tom at a party. She's drawn to him instantly, not because he's the life of the party. He's not. He's off to the side, quietly observing, seemingly indifferent to the hustle and bustle around him. This piques Lisa's interest. She's used to men fawning over her, seeking her approval. But Tom is different. He doesn't seem to need her validation, or anyone else's for that matter. This intrigues Lisa. She's met her challenge. What attracts Lisa to Tom is his independence. His aloofness is like a puzzle she's determined to solve. His indifference is a challenge, a mountain to conquer. And narcissists like Lisa thrive on challenges. They crave the thrill of winning someone over, especially someone who appears as detached as Tom. But there's more to it. Lisa sees in Tom a source of admiration that isn't easily swayed. She sees a potential pedestal from which she can shine, brighter and more adored than ever. She sees a man who won't be easily manipulated, which makes the prospect of manipulation all the more tantalizing. Like a moth to a flame, the narcissistic woman is drawn to the enigmatic Sigma male. For Lisa, Tom's allure lies in his independence, his aloofness, his indifference. But how does she attempt to control him? That's a tale for our next scene. Narcissistic women are masters of manipulation. But how do they attempt to control the elusive Sigma male? Let's delve into the tactics of control employed by narcissistic women. It's important to remember that these tactics, while commonly used by narcissists, aren't exclusive to them. They can be seen in various interpersonal relationships where there's an imbalance of power. First up, we've got gaslighting. This is a psychological tactic where the narcissist makes the Sigma male question his own perception of reality. By persistently denying or distorting the truth, she creates a sense of uncertainty and self-doubt in her victim, making him easier to control. Next, we have love bombing. This is when the narcissist showers the Sigma male with excessive affection and attention. It's a way of making him feel special and cherished, only to use this emotional bonding as leverage for manipulation later on. The third tactic is triangulation. Here, the narcissist introduces another person into the dynamic to create competition, tension, or even jealousy. This puts the Sigma male on the defensive, furthering her control over the situation. Now, let's look at a real-life case study to illustrate these tactics. Consider the story of John, a classic Sigma male. John got involved with Jane, a narcissistic woman. Jane started off by love-bombing John, making him feel like the center of her universe. But as time went on, she started gaslighting him, making him question his own feelings and perceptions. She even introduced an ex-boyfriend into the mix, creating a triangulation scenario. John, feeling confused and emotionally drained, found himself under Jane's control. In these situations, it's crucial to remember that the narcissist isn't seeking a healthy, equal partnership. Instead, she's seeking power, control, and validation. She uses these tactics to maintain a position of dominance, often at the expense of the Sigma male's well-being. The narcissistic woman weaves a web of control, but how does the Sigma male respond? Stay tuned as we explore the Sigma male's response to these manipulative tactics in the next segment. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding these tactics is the first step towards breaking free from the narcissist's control. How does a Sigma male react when faced with a narcissistic woman's control tactics? Let's delve into this intriguing dynamic. Picture this scenario. A Sigma male named John, a classic introvert, prefers solitude over social gatherings. He's self-assured and confident, yet he finds himself in a relationship with a narcissistic woman named Lisa. Lisa thrives on control and manipulation, constantly seeking admiration and validation. Now, how would John, a Sigma male, respond to Lisa's controlling tactics? Sigma males are known for their independence and self-reliance. They live by their own rules, and they don't like to be controlled or manipulated by anyone, let alone a narcissist. So, when Lisa attempts to control John, he doesn't conform easily. He values his freedom and doesn't let anyone infringe upon it. John's response to Lisa's manipulative tactics is not what she expects. He doesn't argue or confront her directly. Instead, he remains calm, composed, and non-reactive, not giving her the emotional reaction she craves. This response is typical of a Sigma male who prefers to stay away from drama and conflict, instead focusing on maintaining his inner peace and tranquility. John's refusal to be controlled by Lisa frustrates her. She's used to having her way, but with John, her tactics don't seem to work. She finds it difficult to manipulate him, to get under his skin, because he is so self-assured and independent. This independence is one of the key traits of a Sigma male. They don't need validation from others to feel good about themselves. They are comfortable in their own skin, and they don't seek approval from anyone. This makes them immune to the narcissist's tactics of control and manipulation. The Sigma male's response to a narcissistic woman's control tactics is not a direct confrontation, but a silent resistance. They refuse to be controlled or manipulated, and they maintain their independence and self-reliance, even in the face of a controlling narcissist. The Sigma male's response is as unique as he is. But what happens when he decides to break free? That's a story for another scene. Stay tuned. What happens when a Sigma male decides to break free from a narcissistic woman's control? This is indeed a complex and intriguing question. Breaking free from the clutches of a narcissistic woman is no small feat for a Sigma male. It's akin to stepping out of a labyrinth where the walls constantly shift and change, obscuring the path to freedom. Imagine this scenario. We have a Sigma male, let's call him John. John has been under the control of a narcissistic woman, whom we'll name Jane. Jane, with her manipulative tactics, has had a firm grip on John's life. But one day, John decides enough is enough. He's breaking free. The first step in John's journey to freedom is the realization. The moment when he recognizes the toxic patterns and decides to change the course of his life. This usually comes after a period of introspection, a hallmark trait of Sigma males. Next comes the confrontation. It's not an easy step, and it's fraught with challenges. Confronting a narcissist can lead to a barrage of accusations, guilt-tripping, and even more manipulation. But John, being a Sigma male, remains resolute and steadfast in his decision. Then there's the fallout. Breaking free from a narcissistic woman can have repercussions. There might be mutual friends who side with Jane, not understanding the depth of her manipulation. There might be heartache and loneliness, as breaking free often involves cutting ties. The aftermath is a period of healing and growth for the Sigma male. He learns from his past, grows stronger, and becomes more aware of such toxic patterns. It's a time for him to regain his sense of self, to rebuild his life based on his own terms. The Sigma male's journey to freedom is not without its challenges. So how can he prevent such situations in the future? Well, the key lies in knowledge and awareness. Recognizing the signs of narcissism, setting boundaries, and staying true to his values are vital steps for a Sigma male to protect himself from falling into such a trap again. What can Sigma males do to avoid falling into the trap of narcissistic women? There's no foolproof method, but there are strategies that can significantly reduce the risk. Let's delve into these precautionary measures. First and foremost, it's essential to recognize the signs of narcissism. Narcissistic women often display a grandiose sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy, and a need for constant admiration. They may also use manipulative tactics to maintain control over their relationships. Once you've identified these signs, the next step is to establish boundaries. Sigma males are known for their independence and self-reliance, traits that can be leveraged to set clear limits. It's crucial to communicate your boundaries and to maintain them even when faced with resistance or manipulation. The third strategy is to avoid getting emotionally entangled. Narcissistic women can use emotional manipulation to control Sigma males. By maintaining emotional detachment, you can protect yourself from these tactics. Now let's consider a real-life example to illustrate these strategies. Let's call our Sigma male John. John found himself in a relationship with a woman who constantly belittled him and demanded his constant attention. Recognizing these as signs of narcissism, John started setting boundaries. He communicated his needs and refused to be swayed by her manipulative tactics. Despite her resistance, John maintained his boundaries. He also avoided getting emotionally entangled. When she tried to manipulate him emotionally, he would take a step back, maintaining his emotional detachment. John's story illustrates the importance of recognizing narcissism, setting boundaries, and avoiding emotional entanglement. But remember, every situation is unique. What worked for John might not work in every case. It's essential to be adaptable and to trust your instincts. Armed with these strategies, Sigma males can navigate their interactions with narcissistic women with more confidence. And remember, self-preservation is not selfishness, it's a necessity. In the dance between Sigma males and narcissistic women, understanding is key. We've journeyed through this fascinating dynamic, unpacking the enigmatic nature of Sigma males, the alluring yet destructive tendencies of narcissistic women, and the tactics used to exert control. We delved into the world of Sigma males, those mysterious individuals who do not conform to societal norms but instead chart their own course. They are the lone wolves, the independent thinkers, and their self-reliance is both their shield and their sword. Yet this very strength can sometimes make them targets for narcissistic women who are drawn to their independence and seek to control it. We looked at the narcissistic lure, the initial charm and charisma that can draw a Sigma male in. Narcissistic women are often adept at manipulation, using a range of tactics to assert control. From gaslighting to love bombing, these tactics can be disorienting and damaging. But we also explored the Sigma male's response, their inherent resilience and ability to maintain their integrity amidst the chaos. Sigma males, with their introspective nature and strong sense of self, can recognize these tactics for what they are and respond accordingly. They have the ability to break free, to reclaim their autonomy and move forward. We discussed the importance of precautionary measures, of learning to recognize the signs of narcissism and to protect oneself from its effects. It's about setting boundaries, maintaining self-respect, and not allowing oneself to be manipulated. In sum, the dance between Sigma males and narcissistic women is a complex one, filled with intrigue and power plays. But by understanding the dynamics at play and equipping oneself with knowledge, a Sigma male can navigate these interactions more effectively. The journey may be challenging, the road may be winding, but the destination, a place of self-assured independence and strength, is well worth the journey. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the dynamics at play, Sigma males can navigate their interactions with narcissistic women more effectively.